this happened to me. I didn't cause this. I didn't do it. This happened to me, and it can happen to anybody.
It's February 20th, 1988, in St. Michael, Barbados. A baby girl is born, Robin Rihanna Fenty. No one could have known then that she would one day become one of the biggest stars on the planet. Her mother was an accountant, her father a warehouse supervisor. But behind closed doors, life wasn't picture perfect. Her father battled substance abuse issues, which deeply affected the family. And young Rihanna. She witnessed it all.
Is it okay if we have a look around inside? I just wanted to show her my home that I grew up in.
Growing up in a modest 3-bedroom bungalow, Rihanna learned hustle early. She helped her father sell clothes in the local street market, a world away from the glitz and glamour she would one day call home. But childhood wasn't just tough, it was painful. She suffered from severe headaches so intense that doctors feared a serious condition. But after multiple tests, no underlying illness was found. Still, the pain was real. By the time she was 14, her parents' marriage had fallen apart. And strangely, as the chaos subsided, so did her headaches. Music was always there. Reggae beats filled her world. She attended Charles F. Broome Memorial Primary School, later moving on to Combermere School, where she shared classrooms with future cricket stars like Chris Jordan and Carlos Brathwaite. But while others dreamed of sports, Rihanna had different plans. At 11, she joined Barbados's Cadet Corps, a military-style training program for students. And her drill sergeant, none other than Chantel, who would later rise to fame as an artist herself. Imagine that, Rihanna, a cadet. But school? That wasn't where her future lay, because fate had other plans, and soon the world would know her name. It's 2003 in Barbados. A teenage girl with undeniable star power steps into a room to audition for a well-known American producer. She's part of a trio, but from the moment she walks in, all eyes are on her. That girl, Rihanna. Evan Rogers, the producer in question, is immediately struck. She doesn't just sing, she commands attention. Soon she's recording demos during school breaks, laying the foundation for what will become her breakthrough. One of those tracks? Ponder Replay. And when her demo lands in the hands of music moguls Jay-Z and L.A. Reid at Def Jam, they know they've found something special. Jay-Z refuses to let her leave without signing a deal, securing her a 6-album contract that would change the course of music history. By 2005, Rihanna is no longer just a girl from Barbados. She's a rising star. Music of the Sun drops and Ponder Replay explodes, lighting up charts worldwide. But this is just the beginning. Her next album, A Girl Like Me, solidifies her place in pop music. SOS becomes her first #1 hit, and Unfaithful cements her as an artist with emotional depth and global appeal. Rihanna isn't just here to play, she's here to take over. And this is only the start. It's 2007, and Rihanna is about to change everything. She's already making waves in the industry, but now she's stepping into a whole new era, one that will redefine her career. With powerhouse producers like Timbaland and Tricky Stewart by her side, she ditches the island-infused sound of her early work and goes all in on high-energy, dance-driven pop. The result? Good Girl Gone Bad. Released in May 2007, the album doesn't just chart, it dominates, reaching #1, one in multiple countries. But the real game changer, Umbrella. The track takes over the world, spending 10 weeks at #1. One in the UK, selling over 8 million copies, and cementing Rihanna as a true force in music. And she's just getting started. The Good Girl Gone Bad tour kicks off, bringing her electrifying performances to fans across the globe. Then, in 2008, she takes it up another notch, releasing Good Girl, Gone Bad and Good Girl, Gone Bad, Reloaded, featuring even more hits like Disturbia and Take a Bow. But Rihanna isn't just making music, she's making history. Her collaboration with T.I. on Live Your Life skyrockets to #1. And she joins forces with some of the biggest female artists for Just Stand Up, a charity anthem for cancer awareness. By the end of 2008, Rihanna isn't just a singer, she's a global phenomenon. Good Girl Gone Bad sells over 9 million copies worldwide, solidifying her transformation from a rising star to a full-fledged pop icon. And this is only the beginning. It was supposed to be a night of celebration, glitz, glamour, and a Grammy performance that would showcase Rihanna at the peak of her career. But on February 8, 2009, everything changed. News broke that she had been assaulted by then-boyfriend Chris Brown, and the world watched in shock as the story unfolded. The incident shook the music industry, but Rihanna refused to be defined by tragedy. Just months later, she emerged stronger, lending her voice to Run This Town alongside Jay-Z and Kanye West. But behind the scenes, she was already crafting something different, darker, more defiant. Rated R, released in November 2009, was a raw, unfiltered reinvention. With hits like Rude Boy, the album climbed to #4 on the Billboard 200, proving that Rihanna wasn't just back, she was evolving. Then came 2010, and with it, a song that would redefine her career. Love the Way You Lie, her haunting duet with Eminem, became a cultural phenomenon, topping charts worldwide. That same year, Rihanna made a bold move, joining Jay-Z's Rock Nation. Suddenly, she was everywhere, collaborating with Kanye West, Nicki Minaj, and David Guetta. And then Loud, a sonic explosion of pop brilliance. Released in November 2010, it didn't just make waves, it made history. Only Girl in the World, What's My Name, and S&M all shot to #1, making Rihanna the fastest solo artist ever to achieve 10 chart toppers. She wasn't just ruling the charts, she was rewriting the rules. And when she took Loud on tour, she shattered records, selling out 10 consecutive nights at London's O2 Arena, the most ever for a female artist. Rihanna had faced the storm. Now she was the storm. By 2011, Rihanna wasn't just a pop star, she was a force of nature. That November, she dropped Talk That Talk, her 6th studio album. The lead single, We Found Love, a track that didn't just climb the charts, it dominated them. #1 in 27 countries, 10 weeks at the top in the US, a record-breaking anthem that became the soundtrack of a generation. Meanwhile, songs like You Da One and Where Have You Been kept her presence strong on the airwaves. But Rihanna wasn't slowing down. In 2012, she teamed up with Coldplay for Princess of China and joined Drake on Take Care, proving once again that her voice could shape any genre. And the industry took notice. She picked up a Grammy for All of the Lights and won Best International Female Solo Artist at the Brit Awards. Then came Unapologetic. Released in 2012, it was a game changer. For the first time, Rihanna had a #1 album in the US, and Diamonds became yet another signature hit. She followed it up with Stay, a haunting ballad that struck an emotional chord worldwide. And what better way to promote it than with the 777 tour, 7 cities, 7 countries, 7 days, all captured in a Fox documentary. By 2013, Rihanna was making history, winning her 6th Grammy for We Found Love and taking the Diamonds World Tour to sold-out arenas across the globe. And just when you thought she'd take a break, she made a surprise cameo in This Is the End before teaming up with Whale and Eminem for The Monster, another chart-smashing collaboration. Rihanna wasn't just making music, she was redefining the rules of pop stardom. After the whirlwind success of Unapologetic and a globe-trotting tour, Rihanna did something unexpected. She pressed pause. In 2014, she stepped away from the relentless cycle of recording, craving creative freedom. But Rihanna never stays quiet for long. The following year, she made a bold return with 4-5 Seconds, a stripped-down, soulful collaboration with Kanye West and Paul McCartney. Then came the unapologetic, in-your-face anthem, "You Better Have My Money," and the politically charged American Oxygen. And while she was making waves in music, she was also making moves in Hollywood, lending her voice to Home, an animated hit that came with its own Rihanna-curated soundtrack. Then came 2016, a year that would redefine her career. Rihanna inked a $25 million deal with Samsung, ensuring Anti would be more than just an album, it would be an event. And when Anti dropped, it soared straight to #1 on the Billboard 200. The sultry work, featuring Drake, became a cultural phenomenon, while Needed Me and Love on the Brain cemented her reign over the charts. But Rihanna wasn't done yet. She lent her signature vocals to some of the biggest hits of the year, including Calvin Harris's This Is What You Came For, Drake's Too Good, and Kanye West's Famous. And when she stepped onto the MTV VMA stage in August, she wasn't just there to perform, she was there to make history, accepting the prestigious Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. By 2017, Rihanna had mastered the art of the hit collaboration. She joined Future on Selfish, brought heat to DJ Khaled's Wild Thoughts, and teamed up with Kendrick Lamar on Loyalty, a track that would earn her yet another Grammy. And just when fans thought she might take a break, she jumped on Nerd's comeback single Lemon, proving once again that no matter how much time passes, Rihanna never really leaves. She just keeps evolving. It was the album fans had been waiting for. In 2017, whispers of a new Rihanna project surfaced, one that was, as producer Shaka put it, absolutely insane. By 2018, she confirmed it. A reggae-inspired album was in the works, set for release in 2019. But as the months passed, anticipation turned to mystery. A song registration for Private Loving appeared, and she signed with Sony ATV Music Publishing. Yet the album never arrived. By 2023, Rihanna admitted the pressure of following Anti had kept her in limbo. If it's not better, is it even worth it? She questioned. Though the album remained elusive, Rihanna wasn't silent. In 2020, she teamed up with Party Next Door for Believe It. Then, in 2022, she made a stunning solo return with Lift Me Up, the haunting ballad from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, earning Oscar and Golden Globe nominations. But the moment that truly shook the world. February 2023, Super Bowl 57. After 5 years away from the stage, Rihanna returned in an electrifying halftime show that drew an unprecedented 121 million viewers, making it the most watched in history. It was Rihanna's world. We were just lucky to be watching. Rihanna's voice isn't just an instrument, it's a force. A mezzo-soprano with a range spanning from B2 to C#6, she sharpened her vocals under Nayo's guidance while crafting Good Girl Gone Bad. And the world took notice. Critics raved about her evolution, from the raw power of Loud to the emotion-packed delivery on Unapologetic. Her voice, both commanding and calculated, capable of pulling you in or keeping you at arm's length. By 2023, Rolling Stone had cemented her legacy, ranking her among the 200 greatest singers of all time. But Rihanna wasn't just about the voice, she was about the sound. Rooted in Caribbean rhythms, she fused reggae, hip-hop and R&B in her early albums, Music of the Sun and A Girl Like Me, but she refused to be boxed in. Good Girl Gone Bad, a game changer. Dance pop became her new playground. Then came Rated R, a deep dive into darker, more intense themes following personal turmoil. Loud and talk. That talk turned up the heat, party anthems, ballads and provocative lyrics, all seamlessly mixed with house beats. Genre never defined Rihanna, she defined it. Reinvention wasn't just an option, it was the plan all along. She wanted to be the Black Madonna, not just a singer, but a force, constantly evolving, reinventing and staying ahead of the curve. Rihanna has never shied away from her influences. Madonna's fearless reinvention, that was the blueprint. Mariah Carey's vision of love, that was the spark that made her believe music could be her future. And Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, that was the moment that turned admiration into passion. But Rihanna's roots run deeper. Bob Marley was more than an inspiration, he was a symbol. She built a shrine to him in her home, honoring the reggae icon who paved the way for Caribbean artists worldwide. She's covered his classics, paying homage to the sound that shaped her. Then there were the other legends: Janet Jackson, Aaliyah, Tupac, Beyoncé, Destiny's Child. The powerhouse vocalists like Celine Dion and Alicia Keys. The trailblazers like Grace Jones, Lil' Kim and Prince. Each of them left their mark, shaping Rihanna into the artist she would become. And when she moved to the US, her musical world exploded. Rock music. She fell in love instantly. She wanted to explore it all. That hunger for discovery led her to Good Girl Gone Bad, an album deeply influenced by Brandy's Aphrodisiac and the desire to push boundaries. Still, her Caribbean roots never left her. Reggae and dancehall pulsed through her early music, boldly stamped in songs like Rude Boy. Rihanna wasn't just blending genres, she was rewriting the rules. She doesn't just make music, she makes statements. Rihanna's music videos are more than just visuals. They're bold, cinematic experiences that push boundaries and ignite conversation. Teaming up with director Anthony Mandler, she crafted some of her most iconic visuals: Unfaithful, Disturbia, Only Girl in the World. Each one telling a story, each one making an impact. But Rihanna isn't afraid to go dark. Umbrella signaled her evolution into adulthood. Disturbia channeled Thriller's eerie energy, and Russian Roulette dripped with haunting symbolism. And when Man Down and We Found Love hit the airwaves, they did more than top the charts. They sparked controversy. Some called them too violent, too raw. But Rihanna, she was too busy making history, becoming the first woman to break 2 billion views on Vevo. And then there's the stage. High-energy choreography, jaw-dropping fashion, leather, thigh-high boots, and a presence that demands attention. Some see shades of Janet Jackson in her bold aesthetic. But Rihanna makes one thing clear. What you see on stage, that's just part of the act. Behind the music, behind the glamour, is an artist who knows exactly what she's doing.
I can't tell you where I see myself for 5 years, but I can tell you that I will work my best to be the most successful artist that I can be in 5 years.
She started as a fresh-faced teen with a radio-friendly sound, a rising star molded by the industry. But Rihanna wasn't just another pop princess. She was a force waiting to break free. Early on, comparisons to Beyoncé loomed large, and Def Jam's polished image for her felt suffocating. But then came Good Girl Gone Bad. With a razor-sharp bob inspired by Aeon Flux and a new, rebellious edge, Rihanna shed the innocence and stepped into her own power, just like Janet Jackson and Christina Aguilera before her. Fashion? It wasn't just part of her brand, it was a statement. Designers like Olivier Rousteing placed her in the same league as icons like Madonna and David Bowie, risk-takers who redefined style. From bold silhouettes to jaw-dropping red carpet moments, Rihanna wasn't following trends, she was setting them. And when she arrived at the 2015 Met Gala, draped in that breathtaking golden guo-pei gown, the world couldn't look away. But beyond the glamour, Rihanna never let labels define her. Sex symbol? Maybe. But she wasn't interested in being just that. She was a musician, an entrepreneur, a game changer. And by 2021, she wasn't just one of the most influential women in entertainment. She was the world's wealthiest female musician, with a staggering $1.7 billion fortune and a place among Forbes' most powerful women. Rihanna wasn't just making history, she was history in the making. She didn't just dominate music, Rihanna built an empire. In 2011, she launched Rebel Fleur, a fragrance that wasn't just a hit, it was a sensation, raking in millions. The success sparked a series of scents: Rebel, Nude, Rogue, and Rogue Men, each one solidifying her influence beyond the charts. Then, in 2015, she made a power move, joining forces with Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Kanye West as a co-owner of Tidal, a streaming service designed to put artists back in control. But Rihanna wasn't stopping there. She took full creative ownership, releasing music under her own label, Westbury Road Entertainment, distributed by Universal Music Group. And because she's Rihanna, she wasn't done. That same year, she launched FRA, a Los Angeles-based beauty and stylist agency, ensuring that artists could shape their image with the best in the business. Not long after, she introduced A Dog Act My Homework, a photo agency showcasing top photographers. From fragrance to fashion, music to media, Rihanna wasn't just making moves, she was redefining the game. She wasn't just making music, she was making history. In 2019, Rihanna became the first woman of color to lead a luxury fashion house under LVMH with the launch of Fenty. It was bold, it was groundbreaking, but by 2021, the pandemic forced the brand to pause. Rihanna, ever the strategist, pivoted her focus to Savage X Fenty, a lingerie line redefining body inclusivity and setting the fashion world on fire. But her real empire? Beauty. In 2017, Fenty Beauty changed the game, shattering industry norms with a foundation range that finally catered to everyone. The impact was so massive, it got its own name, the Fenty Effect. A year later, she doubled down with Savage X Fenty, bringing her vision of fearless self-expression to lingerie, complete with star-studded fashion shows that became must-watch events on Amazon Prime. And she wasn't done. In 2020, she introduced Fenty Skin, making skincare just as inclusive as her makeup. Then, in 2024, she tackled hair with Fenty Hair, proving once again, if Rihanna's name is on it, she's about to change the industry forever.
It is glorious. Look at it.
Rihanna didn't just conquer music, she built an empire. From early endorsement deals with Secret Body Spray and Kodak to fronting campaigns for Nivea and Vita Coco, she proved her star power extended far beyond the stage. In 2010, she even dropped a photo book to complement her rated R era, offering fans a glimpse into her world. But Rihanna had bigger plans. In 2012, she stepped into television with Styled to Rock, a fashion competition series that hit the UK before making its way to the US. The following year, she collaborated with MAC Cosmetics on limited edition makeup lines. Then came her move into high fashion, partnering with Armani in 2011, launching collections with River Island in 2013, and working with major brands like Dior, Stance, and Manolo Blahnik. By 2015, she made history as Dior's first Black brand ambassador. And in true Rihanna fashion, she wasn't done yet. In 2014, she took over as Puma's creative director for women's wear, dropping a sneaker line so popular it sold out within hours. Her debut Puma collection at New York Fashion Week? A showstopper. With every move, Rihanna was proving she wasn't just setting trends, she was redefining the game.
And you good? Come on, you with me?
Rihanna's Hollywood journey began with a small cameo in Bring It On, All or Nothing, but her first major film role came in Battleship, where she played Petty Officer Cora Rakes, a performance that drew mixed reviews. She later brought heart and humour to the big screen as the voice of Tip in DreamWorks Home, and took on the iconic role of Marion Crane in Bates Motel's final season. Her film career only grew from there. She dazzled in Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets, and stole scenes in the all-female heist hit Ocean's 8, which raked in a staggering $300 million worldwide. Then, in 2019, she surprised fans with Guava Island, a mysterious and visually stunning project alongside Donald Glover, released by Amazon Studios. And she's not done yet. Rihanna is set to bring her voice to the big screen once again as Smurfette in the upcoming Smurfs movie, hitting theaters in 2025. Rihanna isn't just a global superstar, she's a force for change. Her philanthropic journey began in 2006 with the Believe Foundation, a mission to support terminally ill children. But that was only the beginning. In 2008, she teamed up with H&M's Fashion Against AIDS, using fashion to fight the global epidemic. And when she took the stage for the Stand Up to Cancer telethon, she helped raise a staggering $100 million for groundbreaking research. Then, in 2012, Rihanna turned her passion for giving back into something even bigger, the Clara Lionel Foundation, named after her beloved grandparents. Through CLF, she's funded cancer treatment, education programs, and disaster relief efforts, donating $100,000 to Hurricane Sandy relief and a massive $5 million during the COVID-19 crisis. She's also used her influence to support HIV/AIDS awareness through MAC's Viva Glam campaign, and stepped up for domestic violence victims during the pandemic. But Rihanna's impact doesn't stop there. In 2022, the CLF took on a new challenge: climate justice. With a €13 million commitment to sustainability, Rihanna is proving once again her legacy isn't just about music or fashion, it's about changing the world. Rihanna isn't just a global superstar, she's a force for change. She's never been one to shy away from the issues that matter. When Indiana's Religious Freedom Restoration Act threatened LGBTQ+ rights, she spoke out. When police brutality dominated headlines, she joined the We Are Here movement, lending her voice to the powerful video 23 Ways You Could Be Killed If You Are Black in America. In 2017, she marched through the streets of New York, standing alongside thousands in the Women's March. She took on Donald Trump, calling out his immigration policies and response to mass shootings. And when the NFL blackballed Colin Kaepernick, Rihanna made a statement of her own, turning down the Super Bowl halftime show in protest. Her activism isn't just about the moment, it's about the future. In 2021, she stood in solidarity with Indian farmers' protests. And on a global scale, she's pushing for financial reform, urging world leaders to address climate change, poverty, and inequality with real, lasting solutions. Rihanna's empire isn't just built on music and fashion, it extends to real estate too. She owns a $14 million penthouse in Manhattan and a £7 million London home, purchased to be closer to her Fenty fashion empire. In 2018, after a break-in at her Hollywood Hills mansion, she put it on the market, selling it for $10.4 million. Her personal life has often made headlines. She was in a relationship with Chris Brown from 2007 to 2009, and though they briefly reunited in 2013, they ultimately went their separate ways. She also had an on and off connection with Drake, and later dated Saudi businessman Hassan Jameel from 2017 to 2020. In 2021, Rihanna and A$AP Rocky made their relationship public. Their love story took center stage when she revealed her first pregnancy during the Super Bowl 57 halftime show, making history as the first performer to take the stage visibly pregnant. A year later, they welcomed their second child, celebrating their growing family.
Do you still love Rihanna?
I have love for her.
You have love for her?
Yeah.
It was meant to be one of the biggest nights of her career. Rihanna was scheduled to perform at the 2009 Grammy Awards, but at the last minute, her appearance was cancelled due to a personal incident. Reports soon emerged that her then-boyfriend, Chris Brown, had been involved in a physical altercation with her. Authorities later charged Brown, and he ultimately pleaded guilty, receiving probation. Following the incident, a leaked police photo brought discussions of victim privacy into the spotlight. This led to public conversations about the need for stronger protections, including the proposed Rihanna's Law, aimed at preventing the unauthorized release of crime victims' images. In a later interview, Brown spoke about his past and reflected on the incident. The case sparked widespread discussion about how the media handles sensitive personal matters and the broader issues surrounding domestic violence awareness. When Rihanna stormed onto the scene, she wasn't just another rising star, she was a force of nature. Good Girl Gone Bad wasn't just an album, it was a statement. Critics compared its impact to Michael Jackson's Thriller, and when Umbrella dropped, it didn't just top the charts, it became a cultural phenomenon. Years later, Auntie would cement her as one of the greatest, with Rolling Stone ranking both among the 500 greatest songs and albums of all time. But Rihanna didn't just shape music, she redefined it. Work propelled dancehall into mainstream American music, and Billboard crowned her the biggest Hot 100 artist of the 2010s. From Billie Eilish to Justin Bieber, today's biggest stars cite her as an influence. Online, she dominated, landing at number 1 on Forbes' social networking superstars list, and twice making Time's 100 most influential people. Yet, beyond the music and fame, Rihanna's impact reaches even further. Named Harvard's Humanitarian of the Year and honored by the NAACP, she's used her platform for real change. In her home country of Barbados, she's not just a national treasure, she's an ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary, shaping policy and promoting global investment, music, fashion, philanthropy. Rihanna isn't just an icon, she's a movement. Rihanna isn't just a superstar, she's a record-breaking phenomenon. With over 250 million records sold worldwide, she stands among the best-selling music artists of all time. Her trophy case? 9 Grammy Awards, 12 Billboard Music Awards, and 13 American Music Awards, plus the Icon Award and the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, cementing her legendary status. But the numbers don't stop there. Rihanna holds 6 Guinness World Records, including being the best-selling digital artist in US history, with over 100 million certified digital sales. In the UK, she's the 3rd best-selling female artist of the century, with 7 million albums sold. And when it comes to chart domination, Rihanna reigns supreme. She's racked up 14 number 1 singles on the Billboard Hot 100, ranking 3rd in history. Billboard even crowned her the top mainstream top 40 artist of the past 2 decades, with more entries, top 10 hits, and number 1 songs than anyone else. Across the Atlantic, she's the 2nd best-selling female singles artist in UK history, behind Madonna, and second only to the Beatles in million-selling singles, a career built on hit after hit, and still, Rihanna's legacy is far from finished. From a small island in Barbados to the biggest stages in the world, Rihanna has built an empire that stretches far beyond music. She's a chart-topping icon, a fashion mogul, a billionaire businesswoman, and a voice for social change. With every reinvention, every bold move, she's proven that she's not just following the industry, she's leading it. But if there's one thing we've learned about Rihanna, it's this. She's never done surprising us. Whether it's music, business, or a moment that sets the world on fire, you never know what she'll do next. And that's exactly how she wants it. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. It helps more than you know. And stay tuned, because the next story might just be even wilder.